The military. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that, man. Y'all want somebody said, "Nah, I get the Twitch stuff now, man." All right, I'll see how much I can say. First and foremost, um, I'm in a different place with Twitch than I've ever been. Um, just kind of going back, recapping. If you guys don't know my history on Twitch, before all of these rappers and people of culture ran to Twitch to make a RP channel or do whatever the hell they did, Twitch was just a gamer platform, and it was known for usually mostly competitive gamers and then entertaining gaming content creators. And I was a guy who was just doing YouTube content, talking about a Warren Chirac, hip hop, and I wanted to find the base. I wanted to find the chat niggas. And when I say the chat niggas is not everybody who likes my content. The chat niggas is one chat nigga equals like 300 regular, viewer. I wanted to find a core. And I said, well, it's hard to find a core when you got 1 million followers on YouTube. You have to see how many of your followers will follow you to another platform. And the ones that follow you there, even if it's 20 of them, and at first it was just 20, that's your core. And I launched a Twitch channel, I believe around like 2012, 2013. And I had fun. Like, I'm not saying I wasn't having fun doing content on YouTube, but there was a lot of pressure I felt at that time that I had to represent everybody's opinion rather than be myself. And the bigger your audience gets, the more pressures you come to. Like we see it in music. When Drake has a huge audience, some are girls, some are gays, some are trans people, some are whatever, some are old people, young people. He has to appeal to all demographics. And what happens when you have a opinionated, right? Like you gotta, like, I'm not one of those people who, there's certain people that the popular thing now on YouTube is to do reactionary videos or just give your commentary, but all your commentary is pretty much predictable. It's going to be super woke. It's going to be soapbox talk. And I'm just not that type of person. Like, I might say 100 things you agree with, and then I might say the next 5 things I might say you might vehemently disagree with. But I like it to be that way. I don't want to, if I felt like, what do they want me to say? I wouldn't feel like I'm me. So when I went to Twitch, I was able to express myself a lot, and I could do it in any type of way I wanted. And also, I flew under the radar a lot too. Like, definitely. I flew under the radar because I wasn't a gamer. And I think once I start bubbling up a little bit, so I went from 20 viewers to 30 to 60 to 300 to like 400, 500. Then we got to 1,000, and we continue to grow that way. I think at that time, and I'm going to go back to around like 2015, 2016. This is my opinion, personal opinion. I believe Twitch saw me as an important creator, despite even if I wasn't the most popular creator on their platform. I'm going to tell you what I think they saw. And I'm usually pretty accurate on these things. Twitch saw me as, this is our way to expand to the blacks, to expand to the hip hop people who would have never cared about, fucked with, chose Twitch as a platform. So I ain't gonna lie, I benefited from that a little bit because certain edgy things I did, they ignored. Like like people will be like, yo, you can't say simp, you can't say this on. I say all that shit. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not trying to say it to piss off little kids, but like that's just a regular conversation we have in hip hop. I believe they never ever came to me and say, oh, no, you have kids. No, they never said that. I believe, and I've seen them punish other people for it. So I believe they have just kind of known that the lane that I occupy isn't aimed to be like Ninja. I'm not trying to get a bunch of kid gamers, 14-year-olds watching me blindly like I'm like some video game, whatever, right? So I remember kept saying, yo, I'm about to go on Twitch. And at first it was just ridiculed universally. People were like, yo, it's like a nerd who's streaming on Twitch. Like, yo, this guy's ranting on Twitch. It was a fucking joke. Back in 2015, 2016, then comes 2017. I get on Everyday Struggle. And after being on Everyday Struggle, the Twitch, like I keep Twitch, like I'm growing in stature in terms of the hip hop, media personality. And by the way, we're going to talk about the list. I see the list recently. But I keep saying Twitch. It's now opening up the floodgates of people that are culturally relevant saying, what is Twitch? Salute to my man Steve Stout. I did some stuff with United Masters. And ultimately, I had my first conversation with Twitch. They said, we love what you do. And I had a meeting with them virtually in New York. I was in the United Masters office. They say, yo, we love what you do. We actually have, and we're developing a music team. Why is that very culturally and just overall important? Because they were realizing that expansion and growth for Twitch was going to have to be beyond gaming. By the way, now, my last stream on Twitch, I was streaming Amazon Music concerts, which Amazon Music has invested a lot into concerts and live events that will be on Twitch. So it's much more than a gaming platform. But back to that conversation, they say here, we got a music department, this and third. They told me a plan of what they wanted to accomplish. At the time, they wanted to accomplish what they were calling Twitch Radio. I think they've scrapped it thus far. But I always understood the business behind it. I never took it personal either. They were being pressured by all of the music companies who are saying, yo, you have somebody on there, a FaZe kid with 20,000 viewers, and they're playing our music. As you know, I don't play music on YouTube. I don't. They'll flag the stream, take it down. But on Twitch, you pretty freely could kind of play music unless a label or someone who owns the rights manually goes in there and says, stop playing our shit. So, at the time, the labels were starting to realize, yo, Twitch is becoming a big platform where people are playing our music. We need our money. We need our bread. Everything's about money. And I'm going to get to a few more things, but remember that. Remember that. As a creator, and when you guys support a creator, it's easy to say that that creator is money hungry, that creator is whatever. When I heard some of the money that, like, Aiden told me how much he got, I'm like, oh my God. But anytime you get something, they get 100 times more. Also, the more you do things like streaming or you become successful at it, you realize as much as you love it, it becomes business. And if you don't look at it as a business, other people are going to look at your value as a business. So let me continue the story. They gave me a deal because I wasn't growing that much on Twitch. I'm not the person to get promoted. They were promoting gamers, because everything has an algorithm. Twitch is the hardest place to grow on. Everything has an algorithm of growth, recommendations. I would never get recommended. I don't play video games. I'm talking about hip hop. At that time, nobody's talking about hip hop as I was doing it. There was just no room for growth unless I brought the audience over. Now, granted, I was going viral a lot because blogs were taking the shit and putting it elsewhere. So people were like, what's Twitch? And they were kind of coming there for their fix of whatever shit I was talking about. But Twitch, not promoting me at all. So it's all organic growth. But they came to me and they said, we want you to start streaming more. At that time, I was probably streaming about, I don't know, maybe 3 days out the month. They said, we want you to stream. You could pick the hours. You tell us how many hours would be cool for you to do a month. And I ambitiously said 30. So I could do 30 hours a month. That time I was averaging probably 8 to 9, maybe 10 a month. Because I was only doing 2 streams or 3 streams. But then they said, we're guaranteeing you this amount of money as long as you meet that monthly quota. Little did I know, I looked at it as, well, this is more incentive to stream. Plus, I like streaming. But little did I know, once again, this is the business of streaming. Whatever they give you, they're extracting and expecting to extrapolate 10 or really 100 times the value. So I'll tell you how that played out. In the next year, I think for 10 or 11 months out of 12, I streamed and accomplished the goals for the hours every single month. 1 month I didn't for whatever reason. I think I also got suspended during that month too. And granted, I know sometimes people look at what streaming pays this and third, but I've never looked at streaming as a lucrative thing. This might surprise, for some of you, I might surprise you. I've been doing YouTube and I've been the content creator. I built a platform for over 10 years. The majority of my income has never been from streaming. It's always been supplementary income that I look at it, because I know, again, I'm not saying it's not a lot of money, but Twitch don't pay a lot. So again, if you look at cost in terms of if you have to give the hours of your life that you have to give versus what you get back, I can make 3 YouTube videos and I get that. So it's like, okay, you know what I mean? So 30 hours sitting here versus 3 YouTube videos, you get the same amount of money. Just do that math. Again, you also have to, because, I'm a creator who does everything myself. Now, again, I'm getting a lot into detail and stuff, but I'm going to get you guys to the journey. But I like to be very transparent. I'm probably one of the most transparent creators you'll ever see, because even someone who hates me, if you listen to this, I'm paving and I'm giving you the blueprint for what the future is. And for the people who support me, I know y'all support me because I'm not going to just do some random shit and then leave y'all out in the dark. So, where are we? They gave me this contract. It was a year contract. But I always said, why the fuck do they care if I stream? That's where you have to understand business. Well, they care that Akademiks stream because they were currently negotiating with UMG, Sony, and Warner for the rights to have music on their platform and license it. So what happens is, this is why independent music never gets too big without some label grabbing it up. They hold market share about like 80% over all music. And they basically twist everyone's hands, whether it's Spotify, YouTube, anybody who plays music. So once they own the catalog, the labels will be rich forever. So there was a time they pulled up on Twitch. Now, Twitch is owned by Amazon. But the way these companies work, Amazon is the big company. Then Amazon Music is a subsidiary company. And Twitch is just a subsidiary. So it's like Amazon Music is a streaming service, but it's completely different than Twitch. So they have a deal for Amazon Music, but Twitch didn't have a deal with these big record labels. So they were negotiating. It took about a year, 15 months. Now, I learned this trick when TikTok invited me. Now, it's all going to make sense because I want to help educate as much as... It's the reason my name is Akademiks. I want to help educate because nobody ever gave me the game. So I want to help give you the game. I remember when I went into the TikTok office, and I know this might sound like a tangent, but it's not. TikTok invited me, my lawyer, and another business partner, and we went there, and they said, Ak, we need you to have a presence on TikTok. I said, well, I can see TikTok kind of blowing up. What do we get out of it? Well, they said, well, we're going to just tell you off the rip. We're not paying you to be on here. By the way, there's no hip hop artists on there at the time. They said, we're not going to pay you to be on TikTok, but what we're going to do, and this is our form of compensation, if you get on here, and you all know about this now, we're going to hit a little lever. And when you get on, you're going to be getting more followers than you've ever believed. And it was almost like meeting with the devil because like in that same meeting, a young woman got on the computer because I was like, well, I want my handle Akademiks, and someone else had it. They kicked him off right there in the meeting. Just took a computer, bang, kick him off. Here's your new handle. I'm like, wow, this is fucking crazy. But I'm like, why are they doing this? So I get to find out TikTok was trying to infiltrate culture. Music was popping off on their platform. Everybody's doing challenges and dances. They wanted the rappers to come on there. They approached a young rapper at the time who was scorching hot at the time, Blueface. They said, Blueface, people are doing your songs, doing challenges to your songs on here. The bust down Tatiana dance is going crazy. You got to get on the platform. And Blueface said to them, I'll do it, but give me like $200,000. They're looking at him like he must not know we're going to be so popping. He's going to need us. We're trying. So they say to him the same thing they said to me. We'll get you popping on here. We'll make you super viral. He says, nah, I'm viral already. I want the money. They says, fuck it. Too bad we can't give you the money. So now I started understanding my role. Why was Akademiks important? Why did they invite me in? They said, Ak, when you come in, hip hop is monkey see, monkey do. When you come in, other people will come in. And once we start that type of domino effect, we just got everybody on the platform without paying a cent. Of course, I'm looking at it I'm like, well, I'm about to get super lit on here. They told me they promised me all these flowers. Okay. I didn't even see a way to really make money off him. Whatever. But here was the bigger picture. It wasn't just that. TikTok was getting pressured by the three bad wolves once again. And that's how I'm going to connect it back to the Twitch story. The three bad wolves, Sony Music, Universal Music Group, and Warner Music Group, was saying, yo, y'all keep playing our music on that shit, doing goofy dances. We don't get paid when y'all do that. And we need our bread. So TikTok, which is owned by ByteDance, had to make a motherfucking deal. The trick, which I alluded to before, was if you prove to the labels you're valuable to them in promotion, they'll give you a licensing deal for less than what they would come to the table with. For example, I don't know the exact deal. You could probably Google it. Variety probably has it. But let's say Warner Music says, to license our content that people could play our songs and you could do whatever, we need $10 billion for the next 5 years. I'm making this up. If TikTok in negotiations could come with enough data to show, well, we've actually helped a bunch of your existing artists go from here to here, here to here, and how about we sign a deal that we'll just promote y'all? Instead of paying $10 billion, can we pay 3? That's the trick. There's a multi-varied step to getting there. Number one, you got to get some creators over there, i.e. the Akademiks, i.e. later on the Bluefaces and every other rapper. And then you got to show that TikTok is making all the new songs popular. TikTok reduced the amount of money they got to pay. Big win for them. So how does Twitch factor into that? Well, Twitch was seen as gamers. So Universal Music Group's like, you can't help us. You guys are gamers. How the fuck could a company help us with music when all y'all doing is playing COD? So Twitch sat back and thought, fuck. Maybe, let's say it's the same deal. They want $10 billion for 5 years. So Twitch sat back and thought and said, fuck, we have to expand beyond gaming. And we also have to show that we're important to the music business some way, somehow. How do they do that? Well, oh shit, buried under our nose is now one of the most influential people in the talk music space, Akademiks. But he's kind of cooling off on the streaming. Let's go give him some incentive to stream, right? Let's give him, and I don't want to throw out numbers. Let me not throw out what I got, but let's give him this amount of money. He's probably going to keep chanting Twitch, that you're going to see Almighty J on the platform, T-Pain on the platform, T Grizzly on the platform. You're going to get everybody to come in. The floodgates are going to be open. That's good. But they had a product, and I won't name the product, but they had a product that they wanted to show the music business how influential Twitch could be in promoting the music, just like how TikTok promotes music. Well, I can say it now. They were going to have a radio channel, which I think is a little antiquated, but they were going to have like a little dashboard, something that you could just kind of, a widget that you could integrate into your stream, and like the chat could control the music being played. Like I think it plays over you. I don't even know how they would have done it, but it was something where they were going to show, hey, listen, look at these, and they were going to put some new unsigned artists on it too to show, hey, these guys who you guys later signed, our platform made them, which means we're valuable, right? Okay. So I get my deal. And the reason why I'm telling a story like this is that if you look at yourself as just one, if you look at just you and your pockets or whatever whatever you're doing, you forget the bigger picture of what is going on in all these realms. Like, you know what I mean? For example, you know, sometimes if you just look at the personality in terms of who's president, that might not tell you a lot about what's to come in the next couple of years. But if you look at the policies or people they have been associated with or things that, like, you could kind of see what's gonna. So that's why I'm bringing up all these other things beyond me. Anyway, so after the year, my deal comes up and I'm done. In the sense of I'm done with the exclusive. It was an exclusive Twitch contract, which means I could not have streamed on YouTube even if I wanted to. It was an exclusive contract. Twitch accomplished their goal as well. You could do the Googles on it. They sign a very lucrative deal, or for them probably, you know, cheaper than the other option deal with the Three Bad Wolves. And now music being streamed on Twitch wasn't that much of a violation in terms of their company being sued. Yes, there still is a DMCA process, but now it was allowed to have music on Twitch. By the way, they sent out a whole thing about that. So perfect. Now Twitch is in a decent position. You gave Akademiks a deal. Shit ton of other motherfuckers came in. But now you signed the big deal about licensing. You don't really need the niggas no more. It's like Hennessy. Hennessy don't need to go to the hood and promote Hennessy. They're already fucking with us. Leave them alone. And such has been the case. And by the way, you know, I say that to say and get to this point, and then I'm going to address some stuff about why I'm not on Twitch today. When you're in a land where there's only one shop that you could buy bread, the price of bread is what they set. When you have 5 shops that sell bread, y'all better start getting competitive. Because if niggas need bread, they're probably going to go to the one with the best deal. So such is the case, YouTube Gaming ups it and they step into the realm. Not the best UI, and we're on here now, but not the best UI, but they said, nah, we want a piece of the streaming pie too. What's up? We here, nigga. We are here. YouTube Gaming, or YouTube streaming now, they've already had market share of the video market, so they're not going to really invest like that. So they won't pay for talent, but they'll give another option. I think we saw Dr. Disrespect. He moved over there when he got banned, or over here when he got banned from Twitch. And most recently, we've seen places like Kick. We've seen places like Rumble. We've seen places like, was it Getter? Like, there's a few other places. And obviously, some of it kind of there's some cross section with social media spots. Like, for example, Facebook does video and does live streaming as well. Twitter is invested in live streaming and video as well. So there's many more options, but Twitch is still a big dog. Anyway, I gave that spiel to say this. If you are a creator in 2023, 2024, and you've built a audience and you put the work in, now if you're a new creator, I suggest you go to where the grass is, I won't say the grass is most green, but you go to where it offers you the most amount of eyes. But if you got an audience already, y'all got to start treating this shit like the NBA. Draymond Green do love him some Golden State Warriors, but if they ain't got no money to pay that nigga, he ain't staying there. He out. That's where we're at. Now, again, this doesn't apply if nobody wants you. But we are in a time and place where shit is getting competitive. So anyway, I gave all that spiel to say, I implore people like Kai Cenat. I implore, we've seen Ada make his move. I implore people like everybody, any live streamer, anywhere, Speed, anywhere, anybody who has an audience. I'm not telling you have to move, but you should be leveraging, because the people you're doing business with when you stream on their platform, not only do they leverage you, they're cold-hearted and cutthroat. When they get what they want from you, you're a used-up hoe. And they use everybody, including myself. So treat your brand as such. Now, I'll leave that there to say, the reason why I've multi-streamed in the last, I can't remember how long, is because even though I like and I love the platform of Twitch, you ain't gonna catch me no Stockholm Syndrome. I don't got no exclusive contract with them. You ain't gonna catch me being loyal to like a slave to the plantation that essentially they used to value their talent to say, hey, we want to do some exclusive deals. Twitch just came out and say, fuck it, exclusive deals. Y'all niggas just stay. And that's the point I'm trying to tell y'all. At that point, you got to start playing the game. I'm sorry. You got to, it might be uncomfortable. You got to play the game. So, I'll tell you this. I'm playing the game. I'm playing the game. And I'll leave it at that. More will be revealed soon, but I'm playing the game. As far as my future or my lack of a future, what's the deal with Twitch? For the people who are I'm temporarily suspended. I'm not banned. It really, they gave me a wild suspension. I'm gonna lie to you. They gave me a 30-day suspension, which I was like, what? I think it's my third suspension ever. I appealed it. It's been reduced to 14 days. So in about like a week and a half, I could probably stream on there again. And the reason why I'm also being honest about it now, because I could just act like I'm banned, which I'm not. Right? It would probably rally y'all up a little bit more. I just don't want to lie about shit. Like, that would be just lame. So my Twitch channel will return. By the way, we had record subs on there. We had 5,000 subs, just about. My Twitch channel will return. But it's been no secret. I'm playing the game. So we'll see how that happens and how that goes. I'm taking into account the leverage we have as a live streaming audience. Like these days, we average about 13 to 14,000 people concurrently on average on all platforms, which is usually YouTube, Twitch, and sometimes, throw in like some Facebook channels. I'm trying to take everybody's, not only me, right? In terms of we're trying to make a good decision about everything. I understand some of you guys have viewing and listening preferences, whether it might be platform specific or format specific, and all those things are taken into account by me. But I'm telling y'all where we're at now. So if you're asking the question in 2 weeks, will I be back on Twitch? Fully, partially, exclusively, the answer is more will be revealed soon. Okay. Regardless, I think I'm in a really good space, and the conversations I've had with everybody who is trying to be a player in the space is fucking amazing, like ridiculously amazing. So on a good realm, I want to make a toast. And by the way, I wish I could say more than I could say now, but this is probably the best thing for me to say without being too direct. Wherever you loved me being at before, I will be there. And we'll leave it at that. All right? So, a week and a half, we back on Twitch, but don't be surprised if an announcement comes way sooner. That's why I wanted to have this stream that I could, just, and this is just me talking to y'all. So yeah, and by the way, that's one of my main things too. In negotiation with everybody, I said I don't want to force everybody. Like, even if I do go to another platform, I don't want to force everybody to leave wherever they're watching me. So if they're watching me somewhere, I want people to still be able to see me there. That was really big in a deal that, I'm trying to, get done. But we'll see. It might not happen, might happen. And if it does happen, more will be revealed, right? Regardless, I think if this happens, it will shake the I won't say, well, at least for culturally, I think we could rearrange some decks. All right.